Ladies and gentlemen, for a session sponsored by Accenture, please welcome Managing Director and European Lead of Accenture Travel, Miguel Flecha, and VP Digital Radisson, Remy Merckx, in discussion with SkiftX Research Editor Jeremy Kressmann.
Miguel, Remy, hello to both of you.
Hello.
I have to say, you're both very sharp dressers. You definitely brought your Skift A game today. So in today's discussion, we're going to talk about how marketing is evolving in the travel industry. And to do that, we're going to explore the results of a new study that's from Accenture. Miguel will talk about that. It's about how CMOs in the travel industry are describing the effectiveness of traditional marketing channels, how they're evolving. And as it turns out, a lot of these CMOs are saying it's getting harder than ever to reach and influence their customers, right? There's a lot of reasons for that, changing notions of loyalty, the growing power of online competitors like OTAs, the list goes on. But I think ultimately the biggest takeaway is that travel marketers need to evolve their organizations to become more customer-centric. So today's section, we're going to talk about that challenge. How can those in the travel industry actually transform the way that they market to customers? So Miguel, I'd actually like to turn it over to you first. Set the stage for us. What is Accenture seeing in the industry right now? And also, what are you doing to try and transform this discipline of marketing?
Okay, thank you, Jeremy. So we interviewed 30 CEOs and 50 CMOs from our industry in more than 11 countries and asked them about the role that marketing needs to play in the organization. And on one hand, it's funny because what CEOs expect from the CMOs is a bit different than what CMOs think of the role,
sure.
Which is a great example of transformation. So something is happening, right? On one hand, as I said, this is one interesting fact. There is another fact, which are 3 topics where they are really aligned. Both of them and all of them in the research, which are the top priorities. On one sense, so it's very important to align the whole organization towards the customer experience, to gain again the control and the relationship with the client. There's also an opportunity, the second point is that there is also an opportunity to improve the efficiency of marketing operations today. And third but not least, the role that data and technology are playing today in marketing is very relevant. And all the companies in the market need to be prepared for that. So these are the topics where they are aligned. Then there are other topics that come out of the research and of our continuous conversation with our clients, which are some of the challenges or concerns that they are facing, the CMOs are facing in their day-to-day activities. So on one side, there is a big discussion on how do we shift and balance our investments between the ongoing marketing operations and activities and those new innovative actions that will drive disruptive growth,
sure.
Which is very important because this is actually the way that they're going to gain share of wallet and compete in this market. And here what we see is that this is not about spending more, but it's probably more about spending better. There is another concern, which is what is the role that I would say, most expensive channels need to play in the distribution strategy. And
right.
This is specifically how do we need to use OTAs versus the direct channel. And the third one is about talent, because at the end they are concerned about their marketing organization. So is it modern enough? Is it world-class organization able to attract the right talent or not? And they are, finding challenges to attract the
sure.
right talent. From our side, what we are doing, basically 3 things. So we are helping on this transformation. Here we believe that the combination of creativity, data, and technology is key to achieve this transformation. Focus always on improving the customer experience and driving profitable growth. The second point, we're also helping on increase the efficiency of marketing operations. And third is something which is becoming very trendy in the past months, is helping them on defining the operating model that they need to implement in their organization to make this transformation happen.
Right, okay. So you talked about efficiency, building a new type of talent organization, right? But you think about how marketers traditionally built campaigns or how they're running campaigns, right? How is this new approach different than what people are already doing?
Well, I think this is not just about campaigns, this is about experiences. And finally, the industry now understands that they need to focus on the end-to-end customer experience. This is not about just the booking experience, so you need to deliver the promise that you give during the planning and booking experience. This is very important. Second, I think it's also important because marketers now understand they need to regain the control of data and technology, which is key for them.
Right.
So you cannot rely the control of this to a third party. So this is something that they are now understanding, and now they have this in mind. And then third, I think that now in these past years, the marketers are also getting into the details of understanding which is the return of investment of their marketing spend.
Yeah.
And they need to put also knowledge, intelligence, and data on that to understand what is the return.
Seeing what works. Remy, why don't you tell us about, from your perspective, how you're seeing this? Miguel just gave this great overview to this evolution of marketing, but you're actually on the front lines of this. You work at a very big global organization at Radisson. Explain the work you've been doing with Accenture and also just some of the progress that you've made so far.
Thank you. This has started exactly how Miguel explained it, is by analyzing our situation in the market and analyzing also the fact that in the last 15 years, a lot of hotel companies, actually all hotel companies, have been given their data and their marketing dollars to third parties in different ways. And that generated also the state of the distribution market today, where OTAs are owning a lot or a big part of the experience that you're giving to the customer, which as a brand is impossible. You need to deliver what a brand represents, what the brand DNA is, from end to end on all touch points. And that's what we have been working for the last 12 to 18 months with the Accenture team, is that you take all these touch points one by one that traditionally are managed in hotel companies in a very siloed way. I mean, it's very difficult, or it was very difficult in the past, to move budget from a CRM entity to a media buying entity or to a social media capacity.
Not talking with each other.
Absolutely, absolutely. And no connection in between the customer experience throughout those touch points. And that was the significant change, management and transformation that we need to bring. The hotel industry needs to bring a lot of transformation in all aspects. The experience at the hotel, we heard very good examples this morning from IHG CEO, it's a key element, and it's a key element that nobody else will ever own other than the hotel company. And that's a key element also of our digital transformation, is that the end experience is at the hotel, and we need to deliver an excellent service at the hotel. My job is to bring that excellent service at the service of the marketing to grab more people or to grab more customers, or also to bring customer back to our own channels when they were using third parties. And so the whole marketing organization behind it needs to be changing. Otherwise, you continue in those silos and you gain zero efficiency, and you don't have an overall view of your customer. Right. And that's what is important in this industry today.
So you've recognized this need to transform. You're already starting that process. Can you maybe share an example, Remy, of a learning or a strategy change that's been implemented at Radisson as a result of the work you're doing with Accenture?
True. There has been a lot of learnings in the last couple of months.
Sure, you have a few.
And unfortunately, we cannot tackle all of them at the same time. So there are some priorities also that we have decided to move one by one in order to gain the efficiencies. A good example is destination market versus emitting market. That's, I think, a disease that hotel companies have since a very, very long time, is that in general, they invest in markets where they have hotels. For one reason, it's that it pleased their owner, which is a decent reason and a good reason to do. But they don't ask where their customers are. And that's a fundamental change. It seems very basic, but there's not a lot of hotel companies that invest where their customers are. They invest where they have hotels. And that's a completely different mental shift that we have been doing also with the Accenture guys, is really analyzing, guys, every of your hotels do have emitting markets that bring customers. And they vary from one market to another. Some markets are 90% domestic, some other markets are 90% international. The way you invest your marketing dollars or the channels that you're using to get those customers into your hotels vary from one market. So that's a very specific example where we have been introducing in our strategy and also in our people, marketers, to change this focus on where we have hotels to where our customers are. Very important.
And have you found this process as you've moved forward to be easier or harder than you expected? Is it going as a plan?
It's going as per plan. It's very good. I think we start now seeing very good returns. But it's a challenge because every change, specifically in hotel industries, I think is a challenge because you need to onboard. Don't forget, we are a people industry. You need to onboard, for our company, 1,400 hotels to understand why you would change from one day to another the way you're going to invest for them. Because at the end, they pay the marketing fees, so it's their dollars that you're spending. And you need to explain them how more efficient it is in order to implement those changes. And that takes some time. So good challenges, but good successes also to make those transformations.
Well, great. Miguel, Remy, thank you so much. Everyone, please visit the Accenture activation across the hall from here when you have a chance.
Thank you
again.
Thank you,
Jeremy.